If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
And gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. Welcome back to another edition of the Rico Report. Buffalo Fanatics, we in the building. Let's go. It's Friday night. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I podcast on Friday nights, man? Friday nights, it should be the night that you just chill out and just do your business with your fam and stuff like that. I wonder, my wife must be like, yo, can I have a Friday night? Crying out loud. Well, the answer is no. The answer is no, because your boy got to talk some bills before we hit the weekend. So, folks, welcome to another edition. Do me a favor when you walk and chat and walk into this room and hit your laptop, open it up, smash that like right away. Smash that like right away. We got some bill stuff to talk about. We got a big game this weekend, and we had a big Thursday night matchups that just took place. Let us kind of run through those just a little bit. So we had an early game with the Green Bay Packers with the Detroit Lions, one that I thought the Detroit Lions would actually win that game because they absolutely needed it. And then them boys poo-pooed the bed, and the Green Bay Packers marched in and handled business. So down go the Lions. Could the Lions not be in line to make the playoffs this year? And the NFC is pretty damn tough. So you might see the Lions out, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be out apparently the next 2 weeks. So if you are a fantasy guy and you got Amon-Ra on your squad, good luck. Good luck. And if you're in a 14-team league, double good luck, because it's going to be tough to find some gems. So you better know your rosters. All right. Next game was one of the better games of that night, and that was the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll tell you, man, as much as I thought the Dallas Cowboys would have won that game, I picked the Chiefs because I felt the Chiefs are just in such desperation mode that they're gonna pull all stops. They're gonna do everything they got to do. They even brought Pacheco back to kind of give them a boost to make them look like the old Chiefs. But it just wasn't enough for CeeDee Lamb. It just wasn't enough. George Pickens, they were just too much. They were too much for McDuffie. And McDuffie's one of the better corners, nickel corners in this game. So they had this guy on an island by himself. And apparently Spagnuolo was playing a lot of man. That's a tough deal to play a lot of man against those two dudes. So George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, Javonte Williams, bro, Ferguson, these guys are peaking. It's too bad because they taken a lot of losses prior to. But if they can heat up at the right time, maybe the Dallas Cowboys can really surge themselves. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about these Chiefs. I saw a stat come up. They said, in what world do you have Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, and I think it was Dan Orlovsky said it, and Josh Allen potentially not making the playoffs? That's why this game coming up for these Bills is absolutely massive. The loss the Chiefs took a big hit to them. We're going to talk playoff picture a little later, just to kind of see what it looks like, because I haven't even taken a look yet. But that being said, my, it is that's a lot to endure. That's a lot to endure for that team. A team that's had much success for so long. They're on the other side of winning, and I'm sure they're going through it. It's true. Like the Patriots went through it too. They went from winning constantly to like, what the heck? Are we in? Is this the rebuild? Is this what we call the rebuild? That was the Patriots. The Chiefs aren't there, but they're like, man, I'm used to winning. This ain't right. This ain't it. Some folks were like, yo, that was supposed to happen last year, but they were winning those close games. They had like 7 or 8 close 1 point or 1 score games that they won, those easily could have flipped to the other side. So maybe what should have been happening last year is happening this year. And the ball is bouncing the other team's way. So the freaking Chiefs, they now fall to what? 500? They're playing 500 football right now. So it's tough. And the Bills continue to, be Jekyll and Hyde, and we don't know what Bills team is going to show up. We'll find ourselves in a predicament where we are sitting here at a 7-5 record if we don't get our act together. The Chiefs need this win. They're 6-5 right now. They don't want to go to 500. They certainly don't want to go to 500. The Bills need this one. That 8-4 does give us a little bit of breathing room. And Patriots, if they happen to stumble, that now has the Bills one game. You know what I'm saying? 2 games difference. Plus, we have to play them again. So there's a lot happening right now. The New England Patriots being 10-2. If we can get up to 8-4, they go to 10-3. Okay, now we still got to play them once, and they still potentially could lose. So it's not quite over just yet, right? We still need some help from these Patriots and some other teams to make sure that they handle business. But we got to handle our own business. The Bills absolutely have to handle their own business. So Chiefs taking that loss is tough. The Chiefs taking that loss is a tough one. So now what? The Chiefs fall to, what's their record now? Where my Chiefs at? I'm looking at the what took place this week. I think they're 500 now, 6-6. They're 6-6 right now. So that's rough. That's rough for those boys, man. That's rough, but it is what it is. That's the NFL. I kind of like this where teams are greedy and hungry and have to play. This is where you see the best of these players come out, right? So when the Bills were facing a lot of adversity last year with, we don't have the weapons, we don't have this, they had to kind of dig deep to almost prove that we can still play without having any superstars, right? And now they've kind of figured us out a little bit. So we got to find ways to dig deep. And I think a lot of teams are having to dig deep. Look at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals technically are still in it. They might be able to run the table. They might still be in it. Let's not sleep on that, man. So there's a lot happening right now. There's a lot happening right now. And all I know is that the Bills need to handle their own and go from there. By the way, shout out to everybody in this thing. My man, Scott Blakely, I feel you, bro. My man says 7th seed is absolutely disgusting. Already a failure, in my opinion. We're the 7th seed right now. We just can't lose another one because that 7th seed will be now in the hunt. We're going to be with the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Ravens, bro. It's going to be nasty work. So this is a crucial game. And I have to tell you, man, we're not good on the road. We're not very good on the road. You saw what took place, what's taking place this year. Like on the road this year, the Bills are 2-3. We're 2-3 on the road, while the Steelers are 4-2 at home. So already we're at a disadvantage. We're already at a disadvantage. And we're going to get into the injuries in just a little bit, but it's going to be tough. We've got a lot of things for us to handle and take care of. So that being said, let's get right into the preview of this game. The Bills up against the good old Pittsburgh Steelers. We've faced this team multiple times. We've had the edge. We've had the edge, but this one feels different. This one feels absolutely different. So I'm hoping that the Bills can have a game plan solid enough with a lot of urgency to be able to handle what's going to be coming our way. We're dealing with a lot. So here's how I'm going to start this off. Let's go to the injury report. Folks, we talked about the injury report on Wednesday with my guy, the thigh doc. It wasn't looking good then. It certainly doesn't look good now. The Bills have made a bevy of moves, letting us know that we're in a rough position, folks. We're in a rough position. So update. Let me share my screen so you guys are fully on board with what we're doing here. So first things first, the Bills made the roster moves. They signed receiver Gabe Davis from the practice squad. He is now officially on the roster. Welcome back to the active roster, Mr. Gabe Davis. You have me in a predicament personally because now I have an open spot on my fantasy squad. I've dropped Keon Coleman. Palmer is sitting on my bench right now. Actually, I dropped him too. So I picked up Brandon Cooks, and I'm deciding if I should bring back Gabe Davis, or should I bring on Shavers? I'm unsure. You guys let me know what your thoughts are. I do want to, I mean, there are some other guys, but one of these Bills players is going to have to step up, right? So Gabe Davis being signed made the Bills have to put themselves in a position by placing receiver Curtis Samuel on the injury reserve. Now, this is where I'm baffled by what these Bills are doing. And the more I'm watching their moves and the more I'm paying attention, the more I'm like, what's happening? What is happening? So let me just say this. I know there was some speculation. Actually, there was only one person saying this, that, excuse me, I was going to say Emmanuel. One person that I saw, was saying that the reason Elijah Moore was cut was because of a route that he ran and he didn't come back to it, and that's what got him cut. Absolutely false. That brother was cut because he was not happy. Simple as that. And he was, muttering under his breath, if you will. I'm just paraphrasing here, but he wasn't happy, and it was starting to get a little louder in the locker room. So, and offensive coordinator and him were not jiving in terms of, not being used, and then Brandon Cooks being available and all this. Just let me go. Just let me go do what I do. And that's why you saw this guy released. It wasn't because his poor play on the field, because if you look at him and Curtis Samuel, they're both doing the same thing. I personally think there was more value in Elijah Moore than Curtis Samuel, but nonetheless, they said, peace, out you go. He's probably happy and better for it, because he'll probably get scooped up by the right team that's going to properly use him, and you'll probably see him, in my opinion, make a splash wherever he decides to go. Hopefully it's a playoff team, and they use him how they think they should be using him. You might even see him go to the Detroit Lions, for crying out loud, right? With Amon-Ra St. Brown not on there. But they also have Isaac Tesla. They have J-Mo. They might be all right. But the point is, Elijah Moore gone, Curtis Samuel put on the IR. You didn't have to. You could have held on to him. So if it was performance-based, they would have kept him on the squad. But it wasn't performance-based, because if it was, they would have said, Curtis Samuel, IR, and then they would have put Elijah Moore and said, you're just going to be lower on the depth chart. They said, no, we're not dealing with this headache. Out you go, Brandon Cooks in. So there's a lot of movement happening in the receiver room. We'll go through it a little bit more. Asking for more targets. Like, put me on the field is pretty much what I'm saying. Get me on the field. You guys are misusing me. I'm not a piece of garbage, and you guys are relegating me to some trash. I'm not. I'm better than that. I came here with the idea that I'm going to be at least utilized for my skill set, and y'all are messing around. So you might as well just let me be. And obviously him not being happy obviously was getting a little louder, and they say, we're not doing that. Out you go. So I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. So Elijah Moore out, Curtis Samuel injured reserve, Brandon Cooks in, Gabe Davis in. So we'll kind of, go through what that's going to look like on the field, how much playing time, who's going to get what. We'll try to speculate as to what we see and what will take place. So that being said, those were some of the moves that we made. But then I want to get into what this is going to look like this weekend. So up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, we've got a laundry list, and I feel like it's a broken record, but we got to talk about it, man. We got a laundry list of injuries, and here's what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So Josh Allen was a full participant all week. His elbow, he had almost like a foam with some padding on it on his elbow during the week. He ditched it in what looked like photos from today's practice. So he's just gonna have to deal with the discomfort. I just hope that the way he gets tackled and the way he gets brought down, I hope he's smart to learn to roll away from it or land on something else. But we need that brother, man, because we go as far as Josh will take us, right? Terrell Bernard out. Joey Bosa, full participant. We'd love to see that. He's our leading guy with 4 sacks this year. I would have loved for him to have a lot more, but he's the guy that leads the team in sacks. He's got 4. Yikes. Spencer Brown is out officially. We knew that was going to happen. He's going to be at least out a week, maybe 2. And we'll talk about who's going to be the bookend tackles for this game. So Spencer Brown out. Dion Dawkins is out. Apparently, this brother's been looking rough this whole week, and it didn't get any better. So they said, you know what? You got to sit this one out. Even if even when he had a little more time to kind of get over it, right? The game was last Thursday. We are now Friday. So he's had a full week to kind of get right, and he's not. So he's out. Spencer Brown is out. We got full participants coming from Reggie. Tylen Grable was a full participant, so he becomes questionable. Maybe he becomes our swing tackle now that, and I'll get into the O-line and what it's going to look like. Max Hairston, concussion, full participant, so he'll be a full go for this game. We got a full participant from my man DeQuan Jones, so that's good to hear. The interior, we're going to need that because they're going to try to run the ball on us and disrespect us. And I've got a clip to play a little later for us. Mr. Kincaid, this is the one that's going to be interesting. With all the challenges we have at the receiver position, but this is the one that I want to see most. Is he going to be prepared to play, and is he ready to go? Not 50%. I need him 100% because we're going to need that brother to play some ball. So he isn't going to be he was in limited action this practice. He becomes questionable. And last but not least, Josh Palmer and Curtis Samuel. We already know what's up with Curtis Samuel. Did not practice. This guy is just a walking injury. I'm sure he's frustrated with himself. I'm sure he's frustrated with, how things have gone this year. And I'm sure he feels the same way that Elijah Moore feels. Y'all disrespect me. Y'all don't know how to use me. And here I am. It is what it is at this point. He's out. Could this be the last time he suits up in a Bills uniform? Do they even bother bringing him back from the injured reserve? Or do they? Who knows, right? Brandon Cooks is going to probably get a good share of what both he and Elijah Moore were getting, which was a whole lot. So who knows how that's going to go? And that's what we're looking at. And we got obviously, which we have a weird designation for Josh Palmer. He went from being limited to not practicing on Thursday and then back to limited. So who the heck knows what's going to take place with him? What a disaster of a year in terms of injury and who we can rely on to be on the field. It's just weird. Super weird. So that being said, that's what we're looking at in terms of this roster and what's going to take place. So let's get into this O-line. All right. So here's what it looks like. Spencer Brown out, Dion Dawkins out. Who replaces those two brothers and who is Josh going to rely on? Well, here's what we know. Left tackle will absolutely be Mr. Ryan Vandermark. He's going to be holding it down at the left side. Right side, who's it going to be? Chris Lund? Tylen Grable? Neither. Alec Anderson. That brother's going to be holding down that right side. Right side, left side. So you got Alec Anderson on the right tackle. You got my man Vandermark on the left. And obviously you got Cybo, Edwards, and McGovern in the middle. So that is a combo that I didn't have on my bingo card. So, that will be interesting. So how do the Bills go about this game plan? Do you trust these two to go up against the likes of the 31-year-old TJ Watt? Now, is TJ Watt the same explosive TJ Watt he once was? No. Has he dealt with some injuries? Absolutely. He's only got, 7 sacks this year? So it's not like he's on a tear. It's not like he's on a burner. But we are putting out some backup tackles, backup linemen. And listen, this game is about bringing the next man up. But is the next man ready for a guy that's not just the next man up? This is TJ Watt. So that's what it's going to look like, Bills fans. Get ready for a little bit of Vandermark. Get ready for a little bit of Alec Anderson. And let's see how this goes. This is going to be a challenge. But here's the deal. You have a banged-up quarterback that's going to be relying on these two bookend tackles. So for Josh to not have his eyes, I want his eyes to be focused downfield and delivering the football and not having to kind of side-eye his right tackle and side-eye his left tackle. Like, oh, are they going to hold up? Do I have to leave the pocket sooner than I want to? This has been the challenge for Josh this year, leaving the pocket sooner than he needs to. He was already leaving the pocket with his starting right and left tackle. So what is he going to look like with his backup right and left tackle? And Alec Anderson, I know played some tackle in college years, but he's been He's more of an inside guy. So, I mean, they've made him an inside guy. So him converting back out to the right, that'll be fascinating. Will they have a rotating door at the right tackle position? Who knows? But at least for the next 2 weeks, you're gonna have someone replacing that. So it'll be Vandermark and obviously Mr. Alec Anderson. So that's what it's gonna look like on the line. So now you got to worry about protection. What's it gonna look like trying to run the football? We know that both Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown are big time run tackles, right? They get into they run block very well. We've seen it. You see it with your eyes. So now, what's that going to look like for the run game? So this is why this game is so fascinating to me. This is why this game is so interesting. Because like, how's it going to look? Now, is it going to be Alec Anderson? This is what I gotta say this too. Like, this is my opinion as to what is going to take place. I don't want you guys thinking that that's what it is. It could be Chris Lund. It could be Grable. Grable coming off of IR, and they got him questionable. Maybe they might surprise. These guys like to hold things to the vest. But I'm looking at Alec Anderson last year was constantly on the field. We used to bring this brother on the field and do stuff. So Chris Lund, we haven't seen this brother on the field at all. So if somebody's going to touch this field, it's going to be somebody that it just makes sense. Somebody that has experience being on the field. Have we seen Chris Lund on there? The rookie? Heck no. We haven't seen Tyler Grable since 3 months? It's been a long time. And we haven't seen this brother on the field. And to put him starting right off the bat, no. So Alec Anderson is my guess. I assume that's where he's going to be. And if I'm right, let's roll. I mean, it just makes sense. It's not about if I'm right. It just makes sense. Like, who else are you going to put up there? You going to put McGovern out there? It's not happening. You're going to put Cedric Van Pran Granger to be at center and move guys over. You never know. Maybe Cedric Van Pran Granger goes up to right tackle. Doubtful. So this game is going to be a nasty one, folks. It's going to be a nasty one. We'll see how this all plays out at the end of the day. But that's my speculation. That's my guess as to what takes place with this O-line. But now you got protection issues you got to worry about. Now you've got run game. Will the run game look the same? And if it's going to be nasty weather, you're going to have to rely on this run game. So it's going to be the Josh Allen, Ty Johnson, James Cook, Ray Davis show. You're going to have to run this football. And we're doing it with 2 backup tackles. So that in itself is going to be something to pay attention to. So if you're someone that you got some fantasy, you got guys that you're like, I don't know if I trust it. If you're starting Josh as your quarterback, I certainly am not. I benched Josh. I benched him last week, and that's what got me the win. Thank goodness. And I needed that win for fantasy. So I'm starting. I can't start him. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I had to put my man Stafford in. Stafford's getting the start over Josh. I got two backup tackles. I ain't doing it. The receiver room's a wreck. I ain't doing it. Can't do it. So that's the way I have to play this out. So I can only imagine how y'all are feeling right now. So the O-line does give me reason to pause because I don't like it. Now, what I'm encouraged by is that Harmon, the rookie defensive tackle that I really wanted for the Bills, is out. And they're dealing with some of their own injuries as well. Broderick Jones, their tackle, he's out. He's dealing with some injuries as well. So they've got some things they gotta figure out, and so do we. But it's just not ideal to have both our tackles out, and we got to deal with that stuff. So we'll see how that goes, man. We'll see how that goes. My man said, yo, you hurt yourself jumping off the wagon, Rico? I don't know if I could jump off the wagon. I need my fantasy win. This is a fantasy subject, man. So when it comes to fantasy, the keyword fantasy. All right. Keep that in mind. The keyword is fantasy here. And Josh ain't starting. Ain't no way. And if he goes off, great. But I know that Carolina Panthers are going to have a hard time dealing with Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and all that stuff. So which one would you pick? Exactly. let me keep it rolling. So defense, we're going to get the defense a little bit, but the offensive, that's what it's going to look like. Now, let's go to the receiver room. What's it going to look like for the Bills? What's it looking like for Josh? Who's it going to be throwing to? So I can only assume that Keon Coleman will be reinserted into the lineup. The only thing we don't know is what his target, or I guess his percentage snap is going to be. He was one of the guys that was leading the team with percentage snaps. He was playing the most. What is it going to look like coming back? Now, he's missed 2 games. One of them was due to discipline, right? Missing practice or being late or whatever the case was. So that was disciplinary. We got that part. Then he missed the Thursday night game. And the reason for him missing the Thursday night game was purely on coach. Coach said this was a decision he decided to make. It wasn't disciplinary. This was just something he wanted to try out. And to my assumption, it was, bro, we had a decent game with my man Shavers the week before. Let's try and see what Shavers looks like against the Texans and let's see if we can figure something out. That was an absolute disaster. You saw it. We saw it. It didn't look good. They didn't even target that brother. So Shavers was non-existent, right? If not for the heroics, if you will, and the extra attention to detail that Khalil Shakir put into making his moves and doing what he needs to do, that game would have looked worse. It would have looked far worse. So who knows what this receiver room is going to look like? So Keon Coleman inserted back into the lineup. I assume he will be, and I can't see why they can't, because they're not in position not to. And then how much playing time do you give him? Is he still in the doghouse? That will determine a lot. I can't imagine them just putting him in the doghouse and giving him way less snaps, and he's got to earn his way back. But maybe that's the way of looking at it. Earn your stripes back. Sure. So then you got Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis, obviously familiar with his offense, so he'll probably take on the snaps that Keon Coleman was getting. A little bit more of that. He'll bite into his share. So maybe they split the time between one another, right? So there's that. So are they both going to be on the outside? So it's going to be Gabe Davis, Keon Coleman, or does Keon Coleman fall out of favor and it's Shavers and Gabe Davis? Slot receiver, obviously you're going to have Khalil Shakir. And then this is where things get interesting. What do you do with Palmer? Is Palmer hurt? Is he playing? Is he limited? Is it going to be Keon and Palmer? Is it going to be Palmer and Gabe and Keon becomes the guy that's just coming in when he needs to? That's going to be the interesting part, right? You're at a healthy Keon Coleman, a banged up Palmer, I guess I don't know what you want to call Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is healthy, so a healthy Gabe coming back off his injury. So is he 100%? Who knows? But he's probably getting there. And Khalil Shakir. That's a rough receiver room, bro. And then you add in Brandon Cooks. Where is Brandon Cooks fit into this? Where does Brandon Cooks fit into this? Where are they going to put him? Apparently, they have him returning punts. This guy hasn't returned punts in his career since, I think, the beginning of his career. This guy's been in the game 12 years. You have a 12-year veteran returning punts. What are you trying to do to this guy? You made McCole Hardman come in, return punts. This brother had a great return, fumbles it, then gets hurt, and he's out of here. Wouldn't you want to ease that brother in terms of into the offense instead? But you got him returning punts right off the bat. I guess that's what you have to do. You're limited. Who do you have? You cut Codrington. So you're gonna have to you're gonna bring him up to return punts and kicks. So punts will be returned by Brandon Cooks, and the experiment continues. They're continuing to experiment to find out what's working best. We are week 13, ladies and gentlemen. We're still experimenting week 13, but we ain't got no choice. We ain't got no choice. So that's what it's looking like right now. So I imagine concluding with this receiver room. I imagine it's going to look like this. If Palmer is ready to go because he had a weird week, he was limited, didn't practice, went back to limited. Was it a veteran rest? I don't know. So Palmer, Gabe Davis, Keon Coleman in rotation when they need him or if they go into some kind of formation. Khalil Shakir obviously in the middle, and then Brandon Cooks they'll give him 4, 5, 6 plays, right? They'll probably send him deep maybe 1 or 2 times. But to me, if you're bringing in Brandon Cooks and it's not like he hasn't played. He's been playing all year. Do me a favor. Get him involved early. And for the love of God, do not get him involved early by throwing him screenplays. Get him downfield. You did not bring him in to do the same thing that bum-ass Curtis Samuel was doing and what Elijah Moore was doing. If you brought him here as a 12-year vet, get him downfield. The guy's got speed. Please, if for the love of God, Joe Brady, find a way to get him meaningful snaps and let him run meaningful routes. Please. That's all I ask. That's all Bills fans ask. If you're going to bring this guy in, right? So where they fit him in, that'll be interesting. So let's look at the bigger picture here. The big picture in this is 2 backup tackles, a banged-up quarterback, an unknown receiver if he's going to play or not in Keon Coleman, your second-round draft pick. Palmer, that's somewhat banged up. Shavers, they don't know if he's going to be used or not. Khalil Shakir is your only guy, but you guys have relegated him to a backup running back and throwing him. It's just this scheme and this offense is just so vanilla. It's just rough. It's just rough. So maybe the sense of urgency that Josh was talking about in his press conference, everyone understands what's at stake here. There's a sense of urgency. So maybe we'll get something out of him. Maybe Josh becomes the leader that I personally would like him to be, right? The guy that says, not only am I going to lead by example, but I'm going to make guys accountable. I'm going to make guys accountable. I'm going to be more vocal. Who knows? Maybe that's the switch that he turns on. We shall see. But I do know that this is an uphill battle for these boys. This is an uphill battle, and hopefully the Bills prevail because Lord knows we need this win. We absolutely need this win. We can't be playing around. Where this AFC is no joke. This AFC is no joke, folks. The Bills right now are sitting. Let me just give you guys a glimpse. Actually, I'm not going to give you guys a glimpse just yet. So that's what we're looking at right now. So in conclusion, when I'm talking about this O-line in the receiver room, we're banged up. So we just got to fight through it. Next man up. And for those that have to step up and really show out, you're going to have to do that. If somebody has to step out and show what they're made of, this is the game to do it. And going forward, it just can't be one game and you disappear. This is where we're looking for consistency. This is where we're looking for reliability. And who can Josh depend on? Can I depend on you, Alec Anderson, Chris Lund, Tylen Grable? Can I depend on you, Vandermark? Can I depend on McGovern to make the right checks at the line? Cool. Can I depend on you, Keon Coleman, to give me 100% effort every time? Cool. I need that. That's what Josh has got to demand. At least as for me, I've got to demand that from my guys. But I got to say it. You know what I'm saying? You got to say it. It's like talking to the wife. The wife wants me to read her mind sometimes. No. If you need something from me and you want something, say it. Well, can't you see it yourself? You know can't you see that? Yeah, I see it, but it's more important to you than it is to me. So that's on the back burner for me. There's there's levels to this, right? Bro, don't make me read your mind. If you got something to say it. Hey, I need help with this. Boom, got you. I need your 100% effort from you, and you. I need y'all. You know what I mean? You can't just give me, fight for each other, love each other, man. Love you guys. What did you do? Nah, bro, that's not enough. I need more of that on the sideline. And I hope I see it. I hope when they pan over to the Bills sideline, I see him rattling these guys up and rile them up and get them going. Straight up like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear, you're supposed to know what I like. You're supposed to know that I need you. No. Sometimes you got to tell these guys. You know what I'm saying? That's why coaching and leadership is important. You know what I mean? That's why you have coaches that bring out the best of players. Sometimes there's untapped potential out of certain players, and it takes a coach to bring it out of them. Sometimes they're going to be coached hard. At least that was for me. When I played, I knew what I needed to do, but sometimes there's that extra little bit that you got that the coach can bring out of you. Whether it's a look, whether it's a chat, whether it's a slap on the helmet, I need you. Whether it's one of those, That's it. Sometimes that's all it takes. But if there's silence and there's not a whole lot, and you kind of, you're on the bench sulking and you're looking at your tablet, bro, I'm looking at you like, all right, man, like, what's going on? So, Josh, don't let these guys try to read your body language or read your mind. Speak out, say something, get these boys going. You're the leader on the team. There's no other guy. You're the guy. Deion Dawkins is on the sideline, bro. That's you. Need that. At least that's for me as a fan. That's what I look for out of my superstars. My superstars be the ones that I need them talking. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, and Josh is not Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, I don't expect anything coming from Kawhi Leonard. That boy is a star, but I don't expect him to come out and you know what I mean, give a pep talk. Josh is not Kawhi Leonard. Josh is the face of the franchise. That boy, he like that. So I want to see a little bit more, man. You all over these commercials. You doing all this chatting, all these commercials. Yo, get in and talk to these boys, man. You got it. Let's roll. That's the way I look at it. At least that's for me. So that's what we will see going into Sunday. And we'll find out. And here's the biggest one. Thank you, Jimbo. Is Kincaid going to be adding to this reliability? Right? Is he going to be bringing in the dependability that Josh needs? That's a big one. And right now he's questionable. That's the biggest one. Do they let him rest another week, or is he a go? In my opinion, I think he will be a go. And that will certainly help Josh getting rid of the football a little faster, because I don't think there's any linebacker. I mean, I like Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen is legit. But I think that there's a little bit more athletic ability out of Kincaid that I like that matchup. So if he's going to have to cover Kincaid, good luck. Good luck, because I'll take Kincaid's ability to get open over the athletic ability of Mr. Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen is going to be busy. Either you got to do this or you got to spy and try to spy me. So we'll see. So Kincaid could be a huge play this week if he plays. If he's in, this gives this offense a good dynamic. Right. So now it opens the things a little bit more. Maybe we get a few plays in for Palmer. Maybe we get a few plays in for Coleman, Khalil. Like, we just need everybody to get on the field, man. Like, if you want your superstar quarterback to deal, you got to be on the field to help out. So hopefully that's what we'll see this Sunday at 4 p.m. 4 o'clock game. We'll see how that goes down. All right. So let me go through my notes. So O-line we spoke on, receiver room we spoke on. If there's anything you guys want me to touch on, you guys go ahead and jump in there and let me know. All right. So what are we looking for? What do these Pittsburgh Steelers bring to the table? For the longest time, I thought Pittsburgh was coached by Coach Tomlin. Tomlin, he's been a consistent coach. He's always got his boys prepared, never a losing season, et cetera, et cetera. You know the drill, right? So what's his defense saying, right? So obviously, when you're looking at let me just open things up here. Give me uno momento, everybody. So when I go to the Pittsburgh Steelers and I'm looking at their roster and what they bring to the table and so on and so forth, and they got a good squad. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and poo-poo these boys, right? When you look at the offense side of the ball, Broderick Jones will be missing their tackle. I mean, that's going to play a part in a lot of what takes place with what we do defensively. But they still do have some boys that can play on the squad. But I'm more wondering what they have defensively and what they bring to the table. Let me just kind of look at their depth chart, because I don't know why or where I saw it, but Jalen Ramsey being on the team and Joey Porter being on the squad, their defense is not great, folks. They're not rated very high defensively. If you look at their defensive rankings, it's not very good. The Bills will have ability to move the football on these Pittsburgh Steelers. They absolutely will. And did I see that Jalen Ramsey has been pushed to safety? I thought I read something like that, but I could be wrong. But who do they got? They got Kyle Duggar on that squad. In that defense, they got Darius Slay. He's relegated to, I think, a little bit of nickel and some corner. I don't know if he's the one starting over Joey Porter. So I know there's been some movement. So forgive me. I'm not well versed into the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I've heard some I've heard that back and forth somewhere. I don't know if you guys have heard any of that of Jalen Ramsey playing a little safety. I got to look that up a little bit more and do some homework. So pregame, we'll know a little more. But the defense is not that great. I looked at what they've been doing. Like, if you're looking at opponent, how many points they're allowing per game, they're allowing 23 points a game. So that's ranked 24 points a game. Excuse me. That's ranked 19th in the league. Yards per game, they're allowing 364 yards per game. That's ranked 28th in the league. So like they're allowing plays, man. 5.4 yards per play. That's 18th. That's in the bottom half of the league. Third down conversion rate. They're allowing teams to convert 42% of the time. That's ranked 26th in the game. Right? Fourth down conversions. They're allowing 73% conversion rate. What? Three out of 4 times I run on fourth down. I'm getting that. They're ranked 31st in the game. So defensively, they're not great. So we absolutely have a great opportunity to get our 8th win. We just can't shoot ourselves in the foot. They're pretty good defensively in the red zone. They're 12th. They're ranked 12th. And they're defending in the red zone at a 55% rate. So that, I'll give them that. They're pretty good. All right. So, I mean, but the rest, 19th, 28th ranked in the league, 26th. Bro, we have a shot with them, right? And I'm looking at this offense. So that was the Pittsburgh defense and what they've allowed. Look at the Bills. The Bills are scoring 28 points a game. That's ranked 5th. 380 yards a game. That's ranked 3rd. The Steelers are allowing 360. So that's well on par with what we're going to be doing. We've been banged up, right? 6.1 yards a pop. They're allowing 5.4. So, dude, we have ability to freaking move the football, man. Third down conversions. We're popping at a 43% rate. That's ranked 6th. We're converting on 43% of our third downs. We're converting on 50% of our fourth downs. We're ranked 15th, right in the middle of the league. 63% offense in the red zone. We're ranked 8th. They're allowing 55%. So now that's where we're going to be right in the middle. So we can go 50-50 on that one. So we'll see how that plays out. But fam, we have an opportunity as an offense, this Bills offense, to really put it on. I wouldn't say put it on, but really move the football on Pittsburgh. We do. So like, I wouldn't say I was stressing going into this game, but like when I look at the numbers, I'm like, nah, bro, they're all right. They're not anything crazy. So let's go to the rushing, right? The Bills rushing the football. So we're running the football 47% of the time. That ranks us as 6th in the game. Okay. When it comes to rush yards per game, we're number 2 in the league. We're running for 147 yards per game. Okay. How are the Pittsburgh Steelers defending against the run? I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you. All right. When it comes to opponent rush yards per game, rushes per game, 4.2 per game, per pop. Okay. They're allowing 105 yards per game. They're ranked 15th. So middle of the league. All right. A whole lot of the teams are throwing more on the Pittsburgh Steelers than they're running. Right. So 37% of the time teams are running on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're ranked number 4. So not a lot of running on this team. So they're defending it decent, but they're able to throw against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So go figure. The Bills should absolutely be able to handle running the football on these boys. All right. Now, what about the Bills defending the run? We already know what time when it comes to that. So the Bills defending the run. Have we improved, or are we still some bums defending the run? Well, let's talk about it. 5.3 yards a pop. Okay. We are allowing 5.3 yards a pop. That's ranked 31st. Could you imagine giving up 5 yards a run and allowing these teams to be in second and favorable? We got to be better. Okay. The opponents are running for 148 yards per game on us. We're ranked 30th in the league. Okay. Giving up 150 yards rushing per game. Bro, that's sickening. We've got to be better. We are dead last. Ladies and gentlemen, we are dead last in teams running for touchdowns against us. Opponents rush touchdowns per game on us, 1.5. We are dead last, 32 in the game. 32. So how does Pittsburgh run the football? Not great. They're not great at running the football. Their leading rusher has got 650 yards rushing, and that's Warren. Okay? Jalen Warren. Here we go. The offense running the football, they're running at a 4.0 pop per game, okay? They are running for 97 yards per game. That's ranked 27th. And lastly, 0.6 rushing touchdowns per game. They're at 23. Now, I thought the same thing when we were facing the Texans. I thought, man, not the Texans, excuse me, the Bucks. The Bucks weren't great at running the football. We're about to stop these boys. We're going to do all right. We're going to do great. And obviously we won the game, but Tucker just absolutely went nuts on us. We didn't even know about Tucker. Tucker just went nuts, catching the football, running the hard on us. We couldn't tackle. Bro, it was bad. It was bad. So, we made Tucker into a name. I mean, when I looked the next day on fantasy, he was like the most trending name because they're like, yo, that brother can run the football, but you're going up against the Bills. Anybody can run the football. So now I'm looking at these Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm looking at who runs the football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Kenneth Gainwell. I don't care what anybody tells me. Kenneth Gainwell can run the heck out of that football. That boy nice. All right? You got Kenneth Gainwell running the football. Then I'm looking at Jalen Warren. And then you got, I have a feeling they're going to try to get this brother in the game, and he's going to kill us, right? Caleb Johnson. He's a big back. So Caleb Johnson, and obviously you got Jalen Warren. That's also a strong back. Jalen, what's he weigh at? I know Jalen is a stocky dude, man. 5'8", 215. That boy going to be a problem for us, man. We got to make sure that we want to tackle, right? Not only that, how big Caleb Johnson is a big boy too. Let me see how big Caleb Johnson is real quick. My man Caleb Johnson. Where you at, kid? I know he's a big boy. Let me see where that brother's at. Caleb Johnson. Where you at? Caleb Johnson. How tall is he? Was he 6? He's got 6 feet, 225, man. You got big boys. So they're going to run us. We're light in the pants on this defense. We are absolutely light in the pants. So if I'm Coach Tomlin, I see this defense allowing 150 yards a game. Bro, the game plan, run the football. They're soft. They can't handle us. Let's roll. So there comes a sense of pride that these Bills got to have and say, yo, we got to sell out on stopping the run. Aaron Rodgers or freaking, I was going to say Ducky Hodges, but what's my boy? What's the backup quarterback out there? Either Aaron Rodgers or what's his face? Rudolph, excuse me, Mason Rudolph they're gonna have to beat us in the air. Now they can throw the football, obviously. So take your pick. Man, you gotta establish something. Establish something where at least you can be one-dimensional and stop it. So Mason Rudolph, whether he's the one that plays or whether it's Aaron Rodgers, I can't see Aaron Rodgers sitting out 2 games. He loves going up against Josh Allen. So I see him playing. But if he doesn't, I'll be shocked. I'll be surprised. But we're going to see. We're about to see. But, going up against these boys, man, they're nothing special. And that's not to take away anything that they do, but there's nothing that's got you going, you know what I mean? Watch out. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nah, bro. They're definitely you're able to get them. They're 6-5 for a reason, folks. They're 6-5. We got to drop these boys to 6-6. All right, let me keep rolling, right? Let me go to the pass defense just to kind of give us an idea of what we're dealing with. So the Pittsburgh Steelers pass defense. I mean, they got Jalen Ramsey. They got, Darius Slay. They got Joey Porter Jr. So they got some boys out there that can cover. So let me see what we dealing with. They're passing defense. So passing defense, they're allowing teams to complete 64% of their passes, middle of the league. Okay. Allowing opponents to throw for 7.1 yards per pop. That's 17th in league. So right in the middle of the pack. Teams are passing a lot on these boys, man. 39 attempts. They're averaging 39 passing attempts. That's ranked bottom of the league. So teams are passing a lot on these guys. So whether that means something to you or not, we'll see. They're ranked bottom of the league, allowing 258 yards passing. Josh should have a wonderful day, which now makes me wonder, should I start Brandon Cooks? This might be an area to maybe discuss. All right. So ranked 32nd in the league in passing yards per game, and their teams are throwing 40 attempts per game on these guys. Bro, throw the football. Like, we should not be afraid to throw the football. Get rid of the football, get rid of it fast. Don't let TJ Watt be the guy that disrupts his team. And let's kill these boys, man. That's what we got to do. So that's them defending the run. The Bills passing the football, we haven't been the greatest as of late. So what do we look like throwing the football? Ladies and gentlemen, we're okay. We're decent. All right. So we're completing 70% of our passes. That's number 3. We're completing 8.3 yards a pop. That's number 3 in the league. So we definitely should have an advantage in that regards. We are passing the football 30 points, 30 times a game. We're pretty balanced, so I'm not too worried about that too much. We're throwing 234 yards per game. That's ranked top 10. We're 9th in the game. These guys are allowing 258 yards per game. The Bills are averaging 230. So what's another 20 yards? Yeah, we're going to get that. We definitely going to get that. Bro, we good. We should be able to get up there and handle business. Now, how are the Pittsburgh Steelers throwing the football? They got DK Metcalf out there. I mean, who catching passes out there for real? Other than DK, I'm actually legit, like for real. Like who? No, let me see what's going on out there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, what's Pittsburgh staying for real? Let me see who's leading their team, because I know DK Metcalf ain't doing a whole lot. I certainly know that. That's for damn sure. So let's have a quick peek to see what these boys are saying. Let's look at this. If we can get specifically to the offense, for crying out loud, give me the whole thing. All right, players to stats. All right, so running the football, obviously the guy that's getting most of the touches is Jaylen Warren. Kenneth Gainwell is the other guy. Kenneth Gainwell gives me the Ravens running back. Sometimes, I get brain farts. Hill. He gives me very Justice Hill type vibes, Kenneth Gainwell. So that's a guy you got to really watch out. He'll catch the football out of the backfield. I mean, he's a quick back. He'll get in there. He's already got 71 touches. He's got 336 yards rushing. He's running the ball for 4.7 yards a pop. Jaylen Warren, 4.3. He's got 3 touchdowns on the year. Kenneth Gainwell's got 3 rushing touchdowns as well. Caleb Johnson he's fallen out of favor. This guy's got only 58 yards rushing. So I don't even have to worry about him. It's going to be the Kenneth Gainwell, Jaylen Warren show. All right. But we know the Bills defense, they love to make nobodies into somebodies. So Caleb Johnson might come in and have a monster game. We just hope that doesn't happen. But what I'm worried about is who's catching passes out there. Kenneth Gainwell leads their team with 42 receptions. DK Metcalf, 42 receptions. Jonnu Smith, their tight end, and
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin, and I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars. Known as the industry leader, Cigars International offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
May not even be playing. He was questionable. We'll probably see him. He's banged up. Pat Freiermuth, my gosh. If we thought we were bad for receivers, no, but for real though, DK Metcalf, 42 receptions, 5 touchdowns this year, 573 yards receiving. Kenneth Gainwell's the next guy up at 230 yards receiving. After that is Jonnu Smith. Pat Freiermuth, 298. Nah, bro. This game we should handle. Now, you got to watch out for that big boy Darnell Washington, because that boy is out. He's 311 pounds at 6'5", 6'6", however big he is. We got to watch for that. Roman Wilson will get in there sometimes, and you got Ben Slorick, but I mean, I'm not worried about no Ben Slorick. Skonoric. The Bills should be able to handle this, no problem. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Hey, listen, Pat Freiermuth is a good receiver. He's a good receiver. He's a good tight end, excuse me. But, like, come on, man. I'm not disrespecting the Pittsburgh Steelers whatsoever, but, like, seeing what they have on their roster, like, it's Kenneth Gainwell, DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth. But you know what? They might take full advantage of that. Yo, they can't stop us. They're light in the pants. Yo, heavy 12 personnel. Let's go big on. Let's go big. Let's go big on these boys. Right? They got no Terrell Bernard. He's their cover linebacker. Milano's been Let's see what we got. So we're gonna have our hands full. We're gonna have our hands full, but I mean, I don't see any names out there that's got me shook either. So I mean, shoot, we gotta handle business, baby. We gotta handle business. All right, last but not least, let's look at their. So we look at their passing offense. Let me see. Is this Pittsburgh? So Buffalo's passing offense, we know what we do. Our passing defense. This is where we do well. I have to say we're one of the best passing defenses in the game. So 51% of the time teams are throwing on us, we're ranked number 4. Teams are completing 60.93% of their passes. That's number 6. Like, we're getting guys to complete 60% of the passes. At least that's number 6. That's pretty damn good. 6.7 yards a pop, number 8. Passing, how many times they're passing per game? 27.5 passing attempts per game. They're ranked number 1. We're allowing only 168 yards per game in the passing game. That's number 1 in the league. Pass defense. See, here's the thing. If we know this team, we know that teams don't really have to throw on us because they're running on us. So the statistics are somewhat skewed, if you will. So I'm not really buying all of that, but I'll buy into it a little bit too, because it's still pretty tough throwing the football on us, because we have a great defensive mind in McDermott. This guy just knows how to coach these DBs up. And we do pretty decent. We have these moments where we allow these big plays, but most of the damage being done against this team is in the run. We give up too many big splashy games with the run. So there comes a time where we just got to step in and handle ourselves and handle business. So that's the way I'm looking at this game. So overall, am I worried about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Absolutely not. Can the Bills go on the road and absolutely get this game? Yes, absolutely. We certainly can. Like, if we keep the main thing, keep Josh Allen clean, give him his time, and receivers, do your job. Do your 1/6. Okay? Do your 1/6. And that's the 6 of y'all in the receiver room. Do your 1/6, bro. Your job is to get separation, get open, and give Josh that target. He wants nothing more than to deliver the football to you so you do what you do. Whether it be Gabe Davis that shines or it's Shavers that shines. This team, they're so hard to gauge. It's really tough, man. So this is where Josh comes in. The leader of this team comes in and says, I need y'all to step up so we can handle business. Let's get on a run. All right. So what does it look like for the Bills? Let's go have a look-see the playoff picture on what it looks like for these Buffalo Bills and the playoff picture. What's it look like right now? What's it going to look like if we lose? These are all things that we want to pay attention to. So do I want to do the ESPN one? Let me do the NFL.com one first because I'm on NFL.com. So let me show you what it looks like when it comes to the playoff picture. Let me share my screen for y'all. So you are in the loop as to what I'm doing. Let's keep it rolling. So, ladies and gentlemen, playoff picture as of right this second. What's it look like? The gross Patriots are sitting real pretty right now. Let me see if I can zoom that in for y'all. Yeah, you like that? Let me zoom that in for you guys. All right. Patriots, number one. They're dealing with the number one seed. And rightfully so, bro. They're sitting at 10-2, just looking pretty right now. But they face a New York Giants team that does have a decent defense. So if they can give the Patriots an upset loss, it could really kind of keep things in perspective for the Bills. All right, here we go. So playoff probability, obviously, they're at a 99% chance they're gonna make the playoffs. So we don't have to worry about that too much. Broncos are sitting at a 9-2, first in the AFC West. Go figure, right? The Colts, 8-3 in the AFC South, but Anthony Richardson is very close to being inserted into that lineup, and then things could just go off the rails because Daniel Jones is sitting there with a damn broken leg. I saw this guy it almost scared me. I thought it was Josh limping. I thought number 17, what the hell? In a red jersey? What? I was like, okay, that's Daniel Jones. But that could change a lot of things. These Colts can fall real quick if they have to change quarterback. So there's only so much you can do with that run. And if Daniel Jones ain't dealing and he's hurt, the Colts can go down real quick. All right, let's keep it rolling. Pittsburgh Steelers right now they lead their division. You know what's? We're gonna talk about that in just a second. 6-5 lead their division in the AFC North. If they lose to the Bills, making the playoffs falls to 32%. How crazy is that? All right. If they lose, they fall to a 32% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, their probabilities go up to 56 to make the playoffs. So this is a big game for the Steelers. This is a big, huge game for the Steelers. Let's keep it rolling. The Chargers, 7-4. Same record as the Bills, right? If they lose, they go to a 44% chance to missing the playoffs or out of the playoffs. They're currently sitting at a 65% chance. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at a 43% chance to make the playoffs. Okay. And they lead their division. This league is so weird, bro. Let's roll. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. All right. And then you've got the Chargers at a 65% chance to make the playoffs right now. If they win, they boost up to 71%. If they lose, they're down to 44%. The Jaguars, 56% playoff hopes. Still alive if they lose. If they win, they're up to an 82% chance. Right now, they're in the 6th spot. They're ranked 74 to get in. Look at this, folks. The Bills are 83% chance to win to make the playoffs as of right now. If they win, they're at a 92% chance. So we got to win. 92% chance if we win this game. If you lose, although it's a terrible look, they're still at a 72% chance to make the playoffs. Okay? In the bubble, Texans cannot afford to lose. They're currently at a 47% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, they jump up to 65%. So the Texans are very much in the thick of things. The Chiefs, they just dropped to 38% to make the playoffs. The Ravens, they still have an opportunity at a 6-6. They're at 61% chance to make the playoffs. That's where they currently sit right now. Currently, the Chiefs, you're out of the playoffs. You ain't making the playoffs, bro. You're out. The Dolphins, they got a 2% chance. They're still in it. They're still fighting. The Dolphins are still fighting. And the Bengals are still at a 2% chance. Here's the crazy part. If the Bengals win out, they're only two wins away from being in the thick of things. So the Bengals are very much still in this. I know this is 2%, but they could be in this. Look at the Browns. The Browns, I mean, they're done. They ain't doing nothing. But you just never know with that AFC North. If they win out, which I highly doubt they're going to do, Shador gets a spark and he starts playing like a damn good quarterback with that defense, maybe, just maybe they spark it. But like that would be a shame because let's just say the Browns go on a win streak and they just skyrocket. They just start winning. You can't give Stefanski the credit for that because you knew better, but you put Dylan Gabriel, which just buried your team. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel started after Joe Flacco was traded, but Joe Flacco didn't look good. The Dylan Gabriel didn't look good. I feel bad for the guy. You know what I'm saying? He just got drafted into a wrong situation. But if Shador, you know what I'm saying, finds a way to start being a game manager and just letting the defense do what they do, and he doesn't turn the ball over, and he actually gives this Browns team an opportunity, could they? You just never know, people. You just never know. So that's what the playoffs currently look like right now. Golly, the Titans are 1-10. Yikes. So that's what it looks like right now for these boys. All right. So Ravens 61%, and away we go. So what would it look like? What are the tiebreakers? Obviously, us beating the Chiefs matters a lot, and the Chiefs losing to the Chargers, that was huge. So that played a big part in all the things that went down. So that's what it looks like for the AFC. Okay, the AFC playoff picture. That's what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed that. For the NFC, you got the Rams are killing it. They're Super Bowl. I think they're Super Bowl kind of favorites to make it. The Bears continue to go on a tear. They're 9-3. My goodness, good for them. They got a 79% chance to make the playoffs. The Eagles losing that game tonight was a tough one for them. I don't know if that reflects their 8-4. The Bucks are still leading the NFC South. That's weird. So they're at an 81% chance. If they lose, they're at a 91% chance if they win. So chances are they're going to win the whole thing. Seahawks need this. If they win this, 94% chance to win it against Minnesota. They absolutely should crush Minnesota. But don't sleep on that backup quarterback for Minnesota. I saw a conspiracy. There was one guy that was mentioning when Carson Wentz was in and looking terrible, they kept Carson Wentz in because they didn't want to put that rookie quarterback in because he would have made Wentz look bad. So they didn't want to do that because then it just makes him look bad. And now the McCarthy pick makes it look horrible. But McCarthy's looking horrible now. So this rookie that's going to come in could do some damage. And Justin Jefferson was actually excited to hear about him getting the start. So pay attention to the Minnesota Vikings on what that backup rookie quarterback does. I don't know his name, but you'll see who you'll find out how it looks. It's either going to go really well for the Vikings or absolutely horrible. We'll see. All right, Packers 91%, 49ers 90% to me. The 49ers look good right now. If they lose 71%, they're looking good. The Lions, that loss was big. 42% chance to make the playoffs. Crazy. Right now, the Cowboys are 18% to make the playoffs, but they look good. And wouldn't that be a shame if the Dallas Cowboys don't make the playoffs after how they've looked the last bit? That'd be a shame. Look at the Panthers have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Cowboys. 21% chance if they win, but it's still looking bad for. They're 6-6. Isn't that crazy? You got teams that are 6-6 in the AFC that are like, yo, we in the playoffs still, bro. Look at the Ravens. The Ravens 6-6. They're second in the AFC North, but they got a 61% chance to make the playoffs. The Panthers being 6-6, they're at a 21% chance to make the playoffs, even if they win. Nutty. Just nutty. And then you just have the rest of this and the NFC. So very interesting. Let's go to the ESPN calculator because I want to see what it's going to look like after when it's all said and done after this week. So we can kind of pick some teams and some games to see how it all plays out. By the way, for those that are tuned in right now and enjoying this show, do me a favor, smash that like, right this second. Show some love. My man Walter says the Ravens' worst nightmare happened last night. Playoff Lamar made his debut. Man, Lamar did not look good. Something on Twitter had me absolutely dying. They had Lamar Jackson's face merged in with JJ McCarthy in that locker room bit when he was like, oh my God. Dude, the internet they're always undefeated, bro. They always find a way to make somebody laugh with some BS. But too crazy. What's up, Mike? I see Mike in the chat. What's up, everybody in the chat? I'll come in. I'll go back to the chat periodically, guys, because I'm going screen to screen. All right. So let's roll and take a look at the playoff predictor, if you will, and look at the playoff picture. So we've already kind of gone through the playoff picture with the. That's not what I want. I want the simulator. Where that at? All right. Let's go here. Playoff picture. Where's it going to give us? Playoff machine. There it is. All right. Here's the playoff machine, folks. If you guys can see this very clearly, wonderful. This is great news. All right. Here we go. So we already know what time it is. Buffalo 7 seed. If the playoffs were to start today, the Bills will be playing the Denver Broncos. Not a team that we're not familiar with. So that doesn't scare me none. Could that 7 seed change? Yes, of course it can. So we can eventually we can probably be the number 2. Maybe not number 2, but maybe it's number 3. We'll be in the middle. So it really doesn't matter because all we need to do is make playoffs. So here's what it looks like as of right now. So week 13, we've already seen the Lions and the Green Bay Packers play. Boom. Green Bay takes that. Dallas takes that. Bengals take that. Bears win. Browns and San Fran. This is interesting. I'll tell you why this is interesting. The San Francisco 49ers should win this game. But because the San Fran 49ers are playing at Cleveland and they've got Brock Purdy playing. This guy threw 3 picks last week. They still won. Tough matchup against the Carolina Panthers. But the Browns defense is no joke. If Shedeur Sanders can just maintain and not mess up and just kind of manage and make a couple big plays here and there, the Browns could really come in and really upset the 49ers. I could really see it. That defense is good enough. They just don't have a quarterback. They can run the football and they have a good defense. You just need a quarterback that's competent enough, doesn't take dumb sacks, doesn't throw the ball away. Give the ball away, and just make some good plays. I'm gonna upset. My upset pick for this week might be the Browns over 49ers, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Jaguars should win this one. Texans, Colts. What do you guys think? Texans and Colts. That one's a tough one, man. For real. That's a tough one. But if I were to pick one of these boys to come in and I like what I see from the Texans. Listen, they're getting their quarterback back. Their defense is humming right now. And you have a banged up Daniel Jones. Yo, give me the Texans, bro. Give me the Texans. I think they're on a heater right now. And I think CJ Stroud has a lot to prove. Davis Mills held it down, getting 3 wins for his squad. You got to keep it up. Because if you don't, you're going to get benched again, bro. And Davis Mills is coming right back in. So I think the Texans win this one. It's too bad they don't have a great run game. Because if they had a good run game, it would be great. Dolphins, Saints, give me the Dolphins to win this one. They're quietly on a roll, by the way. We'll talk about the Dolphins just a little bit. The Jets and Falcons. Give me the Falcons. This is a game that who gives a shit. LA and give me LA. The Bucks need this one, but the Cardinals are playing some good defense. This is a toss-up, in my opinion. I'll take the Bucks because they're at home. Vikings, Seahawks. Seahawks should be able to win this one. The Vikings are just not playing good football. Chargers should be able to take with Chip Kelly gone, maybe they change. I doubt it. I think this is just a messy team. Their defense is good. It's their offense that's holding them back. So maybe Chip Kelly being gone gives them an opportunity to really step their game up. But give me the Chargers in this one. I don't know how y'all feel. Yo, you like the Jets to win this one? Really, huh? I don't know. Jets, he said, my man Cody Ben says the Jets are on a low key, they're on a roll. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. Maybe I'll go back. Maybe you can tinker with it a little bit. Give me, obviously, the Chargers to win this one. Give me the Bills to go over the Steelers because we just need it. It's must win. It is a must win. There's no question about it. Broncos should be able to beat. Jane Daniels is sitting out again. Mariota ain't shit. So give me the Broncos. And then this one here. Patriots at home should be able to win it. So I'll play the game and go this way. So here's what this looks like, folks. The Bills remain the 7th seed. Nothing changes. Everything stays the same. Chargers are in. Baltimore goes. Look at this, right? Baltimore losing this weekend, but if the Browns win, Baltimore, does it change? No, it doesn't change. So what did I do that made everything change? Oh, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh losing. Well, that's what's got to happen. So the Ravens absolutely need us to do something good. They really do need this, okay? And then obviously, this is what it looks like. Now, let's just say the Bills lose. The Bills lose this game, and now look what it looks like here. This is what it looks like, folks. Jags, what kind of playoff crap is this? You got the Houston Texans with the 7th seed because Houston's got the head-to-head against us. Let's just say Houston loses to the Colts. What does that do? Colts win. The Bills, even with a loss, remain the 7th seed. So keep that in mind, right? And Pittsburgh Pittsburgh obviously goes to the 4th seed. The Bills remain there. Who else is messing with us right now that it's really nothing else, man, because all the other teams is nothing great. Let's just say, this is it, man. Like, that's Chargers. Let's say the Chargers lose. It means nothing. Yeah, man. So that's what you're looking at, folks. Like, everything's getting tight right now. Everything's getting tight right now. So it's the Houston Texans that's a problem. So us losing to the Houston Texans makes this a major issue. So the Bills lose this game. It doesn't look good. If the Colts win it and the Bills still lose, we are now out of the playoffs. That's going to be a frenzy for the whole league because now you're going to have the Bills, Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs all out of the playoffs by week 14. Nasty work. That's absolutely nasty work. Isn't that craziness? So Bills win, Colts win. This is what so if the playoffs were to start, that's what it would look like. So it looks like if we're going to be playing the Denver Broncos. We're going to be playing the Denver Broncos, and I'm sure they're going to want to repay us that visit because that one play by Ty Johnson on the side, down by the end zone, big, huge play by Ty, big, huge play by Josh, big throw by Josh. Bro, the Broncos are waiting for us. They're waiting for us. They're like, yo, payback is a B. Let's roll. We'll see. So that's what the playoff picture looks like, folks. How do y'all feel about that one? You said the Jags. Let's go back. Let's go take a look here. So let's just say the Bills lose. Bills lose. Jaguars lose. Highly doubtful, but they're Jekyll and Hyde. Bills are still in. Bills win. Jaguars lose. The Bills move up to the 6th seed. And then we end up playing the Colts. And here's the thing, what we have to just get behind, okay? It doesn't matter who the heck the Bills play in the playoffs. The Denver Broncos can run the football. The Indianapolis Colts can run the football. The Baltimore Ravens can run the football. The Los Angeles Chargers can run the football. The Bills can run the football, okay? The Denver Broncos can play run defense. The Colts are doing pretty damn decent at stopping the run as well. Baltimore Raven, we already know what time it is with Baltimore Raven. They can stop the run. These boys as well. These boys cannot. So something's got to give. Something's got to give. So here's what it looks like, folks. Bills win. Jaguars lose. We take the 6th Jaguars win, Bills win, we remain in the 7th, and Baltimore is sitting there pretty at the 4th spot. Let's just say the Giants come in and upset the Patriots, which I could totally see happening. Okay? This is what it looks like with the Bills and the Patriots if the playoffs were to start today. I will take those odds. I'll take those odds all day. I will. I truly will. We got to look at it that way. So interesting. All right. I love that exercise. I embrace it when you see those things. You start looking at the scenarios. I don't want to jump to next week, but we'll go week to week, and we'll see how these all play out. Questions, concerns. Obviously, this is your time to hit me up. Get it cracking. What are your thoughts on these Bills? Do we feel good about this game? Are we iffy? I'll tell you right now, when it comes to this game, like I've had pretty good intuition on how I feel about certain games, and there's games I just don't know. The Texans game, that was one of them. I was like, I don't know. Part of me was like, I don't like it because we just naturally don't do well against the Texans. But I was like, there's a chance that we could do all right with it. So it'll be tough, but I think the Bills do prevail. I think we do handle business on the road. This allows us to be 3-3 on the road. A conference win is a huge one. We can't afford any conference losses, but here we are. But I am concerned, though. I do have my concerns. How will the Bills deal with the absence of Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown? How will the tackles handle the pressure coming from the Pittsburgh Steelers, knowing that we've got 2 backups playing? But sometimes this could be a blessing in disguise, where these guys actually step up, fresh young legs. They come in and handle business, and they don't give it rat's ass, and they handle what they're supposed to handle. And Josh delivers dime after dime after dime. Maybe it's an absolute blessing that Brandon Cooks comes in, separates, puts a little bit of fear in the defense, and allows guys to work on the underneath. And these are all ifs. These are all wants. These are all wishes. It all has to come down and handle it. My man said, yo, that's a spirit, Rico. Yo, dude, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to find the bright spot. But I'll say this. If somebody was going to step up in this game and really show what needs to happen, it's got to be the run game. Where if it's nasty weather or not, if it's raining or not, it's got to be James Cook, Ty Johnson, Josh Allen, Ray Davis. This is going to be who can, A, run the football, establish themselves in the trenches, and who doesn't give the football away. You just can't give it away. Josh has turned the ball over 3 straight games. 3 straight games with a pick. Can't win that way. You can't win that way. You cannot win games turning the ball over. Can't do it. So that's gotta change. And we've got to establish ourselves stopping the run. And as of right now, it doesn't look like we're a team that stops the run. We just don't care. We don't have it. So it was interesting because one of the guys that wasn't supposed to be a household name in Buffalo, let alone in this Buffalo defense, had something to say regarding this Bills and their ability to impose their will stopping the football, stopping the run. So here's a clip coming from Shaq Thompson, one of the Bills linebackers, talking about a mindset on the importance of stopping the run. And if you have to get to this point and you're the only guy that feels this way and you now have to make it public, we got a problem, man. We got a problem. We got an issue with the mentality of this team. And thank goodness we have a guy like Shaq Thompson that truly believes that this is how you set the tone.
You got to think of a running back as somebody trying to break into your house, right? An intruder, right? Like, you're not going to let an intruder get in your house. I don't care what angle he comes out, if he pulls any type of trick plays or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to let no intruder in my house. So that's a mindset when you want to protect your house. And I feel like that's the same thing with football. Like, we got to have that mindset. Like, we're not going to let nobody come run on this defense from here on out, right? And that's my That's my message to. I mean, that's our message throughout the year. But my message to the defense now is we're not going to let nobody run through this defense no more. You got to think of a running back as somebody trying to break into your house, right?
We're not going to let anybody run. We're not going to let everybody. That's the mindset. Listen to what he said right here.
Is we're not going to let nobody run through this defense no more.
We're not going to let anybody run through this defense no more. So I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. If these boys can come together, do a team meeting or defense, whatever, it looks like the defense is a lot more cohesive with one another than the offense is. That's my thing. My man said, yo, he just yapping, bro. He just yapping. But you know what? I need to hear something like that. I need to hear that yap. Because that yap, you know what I mean, sometimes may permeate in others. And it starts something. And I know that we've seen it before where a Bills player says something or there's an emphasis on stopping the run, and they've done it. I've seen it. We've seen it. But the problem is they're inconsistent. They do a great job stopping the run one game, and then the next game you're sitting here going, "Come on, fam! Like really? Like I thought we fixed this issue." So these guys are too inconsistent. So yap all he wants. I hope that the yapping somewhat kind of like trickles into the rest of this defense, and away we go. So that's the way I'm looking at. I'm kind of trying to keep the bright. I'm trying to keep the bright side, folks. I'm trying to keep the bright side of things and seeing how this all kind of shakes out in the end. So my man say, "Oh, nah, man, Rico, you're right, bro. Bengals had to speak it into existence too." Listen, one win at a time. One win at a time. One way to do it. I mean, the Bengals came in and they handled business, but it takes someone to have juice. Joe Burrow coming back gave him some juice. Jamar Chase is an absolute, that dude is amazing. Jamar Chase is freaking amazing, bro. I can't hold y'all, man. That dude is just the best receiver in the game. There's no one better than this guy. This guy's the number one receiver in the game. It's not even close. It don't matter who's throwing him the football, bro. He deals. He deals. He does what he needs to do. That's crazy. Let's do some sleeper picks. You guys already know what time it is, man. And then we're gonna do our pickups. We haven't done pickups in a long time, so I need y'all to help me through this. So we had the Thursday night. We had some Thursday night matchups. I got to tell you, I was close, but again, no cigar, bro. I'm not cut out for this, man. I'm not cut out for this. Pickens is nice, but I don't think he's the number one receiver in the game. Jamar Chase is by far number one. By far number one. My man Mike says, "Yo, Rico, there are a lot of pretenders Bills podcast this time of year, but yours is still the best." Man, I appreciate that, man. There's a lot of good Bills podcasts out there. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of new ones that I'm just starting, so they're still trying to even get their feet wet. But we've been doing this since 2013, so like we got a little something behind us a little bit. I mean, I love for us to be, you know what I'm saying, a lot bigger than we are, and I think we're pretty good. But at least we stay authentic. That's the one thing that I want to do. Keep it a buck. Not getting into this, you know what I mean? I'm not really big on X and O's guy. Could I get into it? Yeah, but I'm more like I like to I like to pod. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an analytics guy. Neither is my man Bot. We're not like that. You know what I'm saying? We're more emotions. We talk with emotions. We talk with some obviously trending things that are going on in the league, but we've been doing this a long time. So for you guys that have been tuning in with us for a long time, we appreciate you. We really do. But there's a lot of good podcasts out there. And there's some guys that are like, they're just getting started. And then there's pods that just shouldn't be podcasts. You know, I mean, I got to keep it a buck. Like you listen to it and you're like, nah, I'm good. And you keep it pushing. I just hope that there's not everybody that feels that way about us. All right, so let's take a look real quick, folks, and let me show y'all what I've been working with the picks that I made for Thursday's matchups. Bear with me as I share my screen, and then we'll get it cracking. All right. Here we are. Let me switch my thing up real quick just so you guys see it. So if you guys have not been able to obviously jump in and get your $20 deposit, shame on you. You guys should do it. We're giving it to you. Jump all over it. I mean, why not? I like stuff that is free. Don't you? And no deposit needed. $20 right there, bro. Free. Right up your crawl space, bro. That's right for you. So if you have not, go ahead and jump on that. Obviously, you got to get 100% match. up to $100 using that code BF25. So what did your boy do? Well, let me show you what took place. All right. So I looked at Thursday's games and I was like, who's gonna give me what? Who's gonna do what? Oh, let me roll that over here just so we have an idea of what we're standing here. So I had Dak Prescott going for 1.5 pass touchdowns against Kansas City. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Dak Prescott went for 2 touchdown passes. I'll take it. I had Javonte Williams going for anytime touchdown. Guess what, folks? Javonte Williams had 1 receiving touchdown. I was like, okay, we're in the money. We're doing all right. Keep going, boy. And then the Philly game. Boy. Philly is that is a Philly. If you want to talk about a confusing team, it's Philadelphia. Sometimes Philadelphia be looking like a team, man. I don't want to mess with that team. And then they're a team that they're just all right. It really is that part. So it's interesting. But if you look at what I decided to do here, hang with me. I had Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown. How does Saquon Barkley not get in the end zone? But he hasn't been the Saquon Barkley we had last year. That's why I felt like he should have went for that 2,000. Go for the record. You didn't want to go for the record. Go for the freaking record because you don't know how it's going to be every year. But anyway, it is what it is. Anytime touchdown, this brother didn't even get in the end zone. I was absolutely mad. I failed on that one. I said he was going to get there. Then I was like, Jalen Hurts, he's been inconsistent. He'll throw for 213, below 213. What does he do? He throws for 231 yards. Ticket gone. I cannot get these there. Bro, I'm getting there where I'm going to hit all. But right now, I'm not doing great, guys. I'm not doing great. So that being said, there are my picks. What are your picks going to be looking like this weekend? What's it going to be looking like this weekend? Y'all let me know. I'm interested. It's always fun to do these things when it's for fun, right? Not when you understand you're giving up everything and things are looking rough. So you don't want to do that, folks. You want to do everything responsibly and roll from there. So that being said, let's get back to business. How are you guys picking this slate of games? Let's go and have a look-see and look at the schedule and help me pick the remainder of these games. So right now, obviously, the games that are going to be showing up on Sunday, here they are. You guys let me know. Type in your responses in the chat, and let's get it cracking. All right. First things first, let me zoom this in so we can see what we're looking at. If you guys can see that, no problem. Let me know. Let me put that in there. Boom. Okay, you guys can see that nice and clear. All right. Cleveland, San Fran. All right. Cleveland is at home. The line right now is San Francisco 4.5. But this is in Cleveland, outdoors. What say you, chat? Are you in on Cleveland or are you in on San Fran? My man 99 says, give me San Fran for the win. Give me San Fran for the win. I don't know, man. I think that's my upset of the week. My upset of the week is Cleveland over 49ers. Shedeur Sanders, I didn't think he had an amazing game either, to be honest with you. I thought he looked pedestrian, to be fair. But he made good decisions. And he gave you something that made you get excited to say, okay, I'd like to see more of this, right? Kind of like when Josh Allen came in. When Josh Allen came into the league, you knew he looked rough. But there were moments where you're like, yo, I like this guy, man. This guy's going to give us something. He's going to give us something. So that's the way I feel about Shedeur. But he's nowhere near what Josh Allen was. But he kind of gives you that something where you're like, yo, I want to see more. So give me Cleveland, bro. I like Cleveland. Give me Cleveland, bro. It's going to be a snowstorm in Cleveland? Shit, give me Cleveland. Cleveland for the upset. Cleveland for the upset for me. All right, let's keep rolling. I got Tennessee, Jacksonville. I don't know, man. I don't know about that quarterback in Tennessee. Cam Ward, I don't know about him. Is it the weapons that he has? I mean, it's his rookie year. He says the right things, but they're at 1-10. Like, that's sad. As a Tennessee fan, how do you watch that? I got my boys that do podcasting for they do content creation, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Them boys, I love those boys, man. And that's tough to do content creation for your team that just can't win. And they've been like this the last 3 years. That's rough, man. So give me Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville. Take that. Trevor Lawrence is just going to be too much for these guys, and they're running the football well, and they're playing good defense. So give me Trevor Lawrence and these boys to take over the Tennessee Titans. That's just rough. All right, New Orleans and Miami. Miami is favored 5.5. I actually like this line. Give me Miami over New Orleans. Miami's on a tear. Miami's on a tear right now, folks. If you blink, they'll be right in there. And this is what bugs Kevin. Kevin's like, I just want my team to suck. Stop winning. Just suck. Stop getting middle of the pack, having 8 wins, 7 wins, and picking middle of the pack. Just suck already so we can actually have an early pick. They just can't do it. They don't know how to do it. And that's why it pisses Kevin off so much. So give me Miami. Miami's going to win this one. I think that's a no-brainer. I don't. And then Kamara, I think, is hurt. He's nursing an injury. So you're going to have John. What was it? The running back out of Kentucky. Is it Kentucky? Noel is not Noel. Devin Neal. Devin Neal is going to be running the football. So let's see what's going on. Yo, did I say something that was pause-worthy? If I did, my bad. Shout out to my guy Richie. 4 months as a member. Richie. Yo, want to feel better about the Bills? Look at the Eagles' social media. Fans are calling for a head coach to be fired. Wild after winning a Super Bowl. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. When good teams, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Cowboys. I say Cowboys because they're just a big market. When their teams are not doing well, fan bases are nasty fan base, right? And I don't see any different, man, for the Eagles. So Eagles fans, they're probably shaking it rough right now. And I'll tell you right now, they probably want Patullo gone. And head coach came out and said Patullo's not going anywhere. But like, how do you get, you're a playoff team vying for a playoff spot, and you want to get rid of your offensive coordinator right now? That's where the Bills are. I know some people, myself, are like, yo, I'm done with Joe Brady, but I mean, you got to stay with it. You got to stay with it because you're in the playoff hunt. But if you're not in the playoff hunt and you're just sitting here BSing, bro, you got to go. So Patullo stays, Sirianni stays, but I bet you they're probably saying, yo, I want nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. Get rid of that bum. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. Sucks. This guy, this. He had a wide open Goddard down the middle, and he went and threw a bad pass to Devontae Smith. Oh, man. They had everybody cheesed, bro. So I don't blame Philly fans for being wild right now. I don't blame them one bit. I mean, you saw how Bills fans are. Bills fans are just as nasty. All right, let's keep it rolling. Jets, Atlanta. I'm gonna take Atlanta merely because I need Bijan Robinson to go off against them. So give me Atlanta with Kirk Cousins and the boys doing things. And I got Darnell Mooney playing on that squad. So I need these boys to really show out against the Jets because I really need this fantasy win. So let's keep it rolling. Give me the Atlanta Falcons over the Jets. I know some of you guys feel the Jets might win this one, but they have Atlanta at 2.5. Still pretty close. That's still pretty close. Tampa Bay, Arizona. Arizona on the road to Tampa. Depends who plays. If I see Bridgewater get back out there again, give me Arizona. But I think we're gonna see. Yeah, there's no way. I think he plays. He's got to play. I think he plays. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be in the game. So look for my man to jump in there and handle business. Tampa Bay 3.5. Give me Tampa. Carolina, the Rams. The line is at -10. Rams. Give me that. Give me that. Unless they let Rico Dowdle just go off. Rico Dowdle go off, which I highly doubt. Brandon Fisk. You got Jones out. Nah, not happening. Give me the Rams -10. I'll take that. Minnesota, Seattle. Give me Seattle. Geez, -11.5. Ooh, they really hate Minnesota. Oh, shit. Give me Seattle. Pittsburgh. They got the line at 3. -3 for Buffalo. Give me Buffalo in that win. Listen, the Raiders just blow right now. Give me the Chargers at 8.5. I'll take that. Omarion Hampton was supposed to come back, and I had him in my starting lineup, and they said, nah, he ain't playing this week, so I have to shuffle some things around. Lastly, we got Denver, Washington. Give me Denver minus 5.5. They're on the road, so I get that. And then lastly, you got the Giants and New England. They got New England at minus 7. I really hope Jackson Dart comes out here and does big things against New England. I don't think it's going to happen. So New England's going to probably win that one too. So give me New England to win that game. All right. What are we saying, folks? Are we good? Do you guys feel good about this week? If you guys do me a favor, smash that like, hit that like. You know what to do. Hit it all. And if you guys haven't jumped on your sleeper, you guys know what time it is, man. Use that promo code BF25. You'll get all up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See the Sleepers terms for the use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Maybe it's in your state. Check out Sleeper today. All right, let's get back to it, folks. How we feeling? How we doing? Give me your score predictions for this upcoming Pittsburgh game. Is it a high-scoring game? Is it low-scoring? Who scores first? What are we thinking? What do we like? I'm not going to give you guys my score prediction, not until Sunday in the pregame show. And we'll go from there. Yeah, man. If Jameis Winston was playing, Jackson Dart's legit, man. Don't sleep on Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is that dude. He's gonna have to change the style of play, though. That boy be running a little too reckless for me, right? If you're gonna be the franchise quarterback, you're running a little too reckless. You got to chill out. You want to hear a hot take, though? If the Bills lose this weekend, they should absolutely, let me repeat that. If the Bills lose this weekend and the offense looks awful and out of sync and out of whack, you got to pick up the phone and call Dable and say, hey, come on over. And let me see if you can we look at this old playbook, see what you can work with? And let's see if we can try to make something work, because we know that Josh loves Dable and Dable loves Josh. And reuniting those two boys would be great. But I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Brady better come with it, man. He better come with it, because he has nobody in his corner right now. No, anybody messing with that dude. You know what I'm saying? That I believe we have some disgruntled receivers in the receiver room, and that's just my opinion, because you can't be happy with the way the players are being called. And playing with Josh Allen is one thing. That's great. But if the offensive coordinator is calling some BS, it won't matter if you're playing with Josh, man. Josh is an MVP-type quarterback. But throwing 3 picks straight in games, bro, that ain't going to cut it. That ain't going to cut it. My man said McDermott said a hard no to Dable. I know he said a hard no, but you're going to have to reconsider. If this offense looks like doo-doo again, and Buddy starts looking cute again, how do you not now reconsider? So anyway, we'll see how it all shakes out. So if you guys enjoyed this stream and you guys love these type of streams on these Friday nights, do me a favor, smash that like. My man Z-Bot is handling, you know what I'm saying? He's got daddy duties, man. So we already knew this. So keep in mind, I know some folks will be asking, yo, where my man Bot at? Yo, he's on daddy duty, man. He's just got a newborn. He's got to find his routine. He doesn't know his routine yet. So he's looking for his routine on where he can fit in. So once he finds his routine, then we'll see my man back at it. All right, folks, that's it for me. You guys have a good one. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you back at it again on Sunday for pregame. Then we'll see you in the postgame. Hopefully, we're doing a lot of this in the postgame. But if we're not, you're going to have some angry Bills fans, and we do not want Bills fans. Silver lining, if the Bills lose and Jaguars win, and obviously Pittsburgh getting their win, the Bills still have a 71% chance to make the playoffs. So we just can't lose anymore. If we're going to lose, let's lose, maybe to the Eagles or something. We just can't lose to a conference division, a conference foe, a conference opponent. So win or lose is still not drastic for us, but it is. We need a win, because if we can still fight for that division and we can get that head-to-head, we can tie that head-to-head with the Patriots, and they take a couple L's. I mean, hold on. Let me see what the Patriots are saying. Just a real quick. The Patriots, their next few opponents are, you got the Giants, then they got right after. So if the Giants can come in and upset them and the Bills come in and get them a win, and then they got the Ravens right after. So these 3 games could be something. And then they got the Jets. I'm not saying the Jets ain't shit, but I mean, division games. They got 2 back-to-back division games. Who knows how that plays out? And the Dolphins, if the Dolphins continue to be on a heater, maybe the Dolphins just have something for them. You just never know. I know I'm reaching, but it's just fun to reach. So Giants, Bills, Ravens. Just imagine the Giants come in and upset them. The Bills come in and tie that. So that they're 10-2. Now they're 10-4. The Bills go 8-4 against the Steelers, and then go 9-4 against the Patriots. Okay, and then the Patriots have the Ravens right after the Bills. The Bills, on the other hand, if they obviously beat the Steelers, they go 8-4. They beat the Bengals, they go 9-4. Then they got the Patriots. So we can rip off some wins, man. We can get up to 8 with the Steelers, 9 with the Bengals, and then get the 10th win with the Patriots. And the Patriots right now being 10-2 right now. I mean, I'm stretching right now, but you know what I mean? It's good to just play this game. The Patriots right now will go Monday night, the Jets. Then the Bills at, what are they, 12-14? Okay, so they got a bye in between. That's a late bye. Holy. So they got a bye, and then they play the Bills. So they're going to be waiting for us on a bye. So that's going to be tough for the Bills to play too. Oof, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, folks, you guys have been fantastic. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for rocking with us and rocking with me. And we will see you back on Sunday. Sunday, God willing, Sunday. You never know. You never promise tomorrow. So we'll see you Sunday. And we'll see if these Bills can get this 8th win. All right. You guys have yourself a fantastic weekend. And we'll catch you guys back on Sunday. And you guys have been fantastic. Let me give you guys a round of applause. You guys have been great. Awesome. And have yourself a great one. Flip.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.